Lights go down, but the stories ignite. Truth and tea in the dead of night. Drama deep as a midnight scroll, where secrets rise and the hot takes roll. Whispers echo through Hollywood halls. We're digging up dirt behind velvet walls. From shady scenes to viral mistakes, we break it down, no breaks, no fakes. Every headline hides a tale, behind the glitz, behind the veil. So if you're ready for the real unknown, come down beneath the headstones, where the wild truth finally gets shown. Entertainment, scandal, and all that's unsaid, we bring the stories back from the dead. Laugh, gas, spill what no one owns, right here beneath the headstones. From influencer feuds to movie gold, the spotlight fades, but the gossip's bold. Behind the glam, the scripts unwind. We dig up the legends they left behind. Every shade behind the fame, every player, every name. If you're brave enough to dig alone, come down beneath the headstones, where the untold finally gets known. Drama, mystery, the fun never ends. We're spilling truth like we're old best friends. Vital vibes and internet tones all live beneath the headstones. It's not just graveyards and gloom, it's red carpets and shattered rooms. It's lights, camera, and a twist of doom. So come down beneath the headstones, where every tale chills to the bone. Drama and laughs, no filters apply. We're bringing receipts they try to hide. So hit that like and claim your throne with us beneath the headstones. So you rockin' with the headstones, where the wild truth finally gets shown. Entertainment, scandal, and all that's unsaid, we bring the stories back from the dead. Laugh, gasp, spill what no one owns, right here beneath the headstones. Headstones!
Hey everyone, happy Saturday. I hope everyone is staying warm today. I actually got outside today. I was out most of the day because I'll be in the house tomorrow and Monday. We are supposed to get upwards of 2 feet of snow. I think it's going to be more like 1.5 feet, which is still way too much snow, but it's better than 2 feet and it's better than ice. So I hope those of you who have already experienced the storm or who are experiencing it are doing well and that things aren't as bad as they had predicted. The snow isn't going to start here until tomorrow. So it's been really cold. It was 0 when I left my house today. And when I got home, it was 10. So it's definitely freezing. Definitely freezing. Evil Queen says between 12 and 16. Yeah, I'm ready though. I'm ready. And I'm pretty sure we're not going to have school Monday. They probably won't call it until Monday morning, but I am looking forward to another snow day. So thanks for being here. I did see Rhonda was number 2, so I'm not sure who number 1 was because I don't see who they. Let me see if somebody. Nope, number 2. Huh. I don't know who number 1 was. Marie, thanks for being here. Curious, good to see you. Long time no see. I haven't seen you in a while. I haven't really been around. I stopped into Sinners. When was it? Not yesterday. Was it the day before? I've been doing stuff off of YouTube. I'm doing like stuff in real life. Angie, thanks for. Oh wait, I already said hi to Angie. No, I didn't. Hi, Angie. Thanks for being here. Narcos, good to see you. So I have one thing that I want to talk about, but other than that, it's going to kind of be whatever we want to do. I'm almost to 500 subs on this channel, and I just need to work on my watch hours. So I'm going to just do a live here once a week on Saturdays. So I am going to go live tomorrow about the ICE situation that happened today. The only thing I'll say today on that is that the man that the federal government claims had a gun didn't have a gun. He had a phone. And the fact that, because I watched the unedited video, the fact that the federal agent shot this man, waited a good 5 seconds, maybe longer. I wasn't really counting. It felt like longer than 5 seconds, but it was probably only 5 seconds. Waited 5 seconds and then just shot repeatedly when the guy was already down. How can you be in fear of your life when there are 8 other men around and on top of this man? It's bullshit. And that brings me to the first thing that I want to talk about, because I posted a short. Actually, let me show you all the short first, and then we will look at the comment that someone made. I'm not going to tell you who made the comment because that's not important. What's important is what they said. So it was, or no, it wasn't a short. It was one of my posts. Okay, so let me go to, here it is. Okay, so let me share this. This is the only like quote drama that I'm going to be talking about today. And it's not really drama. It's real life. Like, this is happening in real life. So I had seen the story of the immigrant who died in ICE custody. The medical examiner ruled it a homicide by asphyxiation. He was strangled, probably put in a chokehold. I haven't really looked into it as close as I want to have. So I shared the article, and I just did the screenshot of the title. And I said, so was the officer who strangled this man in fear of his life? Get the fuck out of here with that narrative. Because what the federal government was trying to say was that this man who was strangled to death, the officer did it because he was in fear of his life. So that was my post, right? I mean, whatever. So someone comments this on that post. JS says, I thought he had a really nice sig. I don't know what that means. Carrie says, I've been pretty busy lately, home tonight where it's nice and warm. Yeah. And it's pretty chilly. Like, I feel like it's cold in here, but even in my car, like being outside and then getting in the car, it's like, oh, it's nice and warm in the car, even though it's still probably, not as warm as it should be. But it was nice to get outside. It definitely wakes you up. Definitely wakes you up. Yeah, there is zero accountability. And I think I shared another post just a little bit ago. Yeah, because there's huge protests going on in Minneapolis and St. Paul. And I said, wonder how ICE will spin this next tale. Because it's the same thing. We're in fear of our life. You're not in fear of your life when the guy is on the ground. There's no way that you're in fear for your life. And the dude that did it, I'm getting kind of on a soapbox, but the guy who did it wasn't even part of the original group of men who took this man down. An ICU nurse, a 37-year-old. Yes, he was in the road. He was, they say he was hindering their operations, whatever. So they take the guy down. There's probably at least 6. They ended up, when they took him down, he ended up going down on top of a woman he was with. And so they get the guy down. He's face down in the ground when he's shot. So the man who did it, that is blatant murder. I'm sorry. That guy was not in fear of his life. He wasn't even part of the situation. He came from who knows where. Billy Badass wants to be a part of the action, apparently. And there was at least 2 shots originally. Then he backs up. All of his friends scurry, and he shoots repeatedly again. The second time, you didn't have to shoot that man 3 more times, 4 more times, however many times it was. It was murder. And the fact that someone like this commented on my post, I certainly hope you're not talking to your students about this. What do you not understand about, quote, law enforcement? I don't know about this particular situation, and neither do you, but it's obviously being investigated. Anyone who supports the lawless chaos going on in this country has no business influencing children. Oh, is that so? Well, what I have to say to this person, well, I blocked, they made a comment on another post I did, and I blocked them, and I said, well, that's kind of overreactive. So I unblocked this person. So then I wake up this morning and I see this comment. I'm like, that's it. I'm done. Because here's the thing, what this person doesn't understand. What I understand, yeah. So she says, I don't know about this particular situation, and neither do you. What I know is a man was strangled. If you're being strangled, there is no way that you can put someone else's life in danger. You are having your air supply cut off. You are no longer a danger to whomever was in fear for their life. That's what I understand. And what is it this person's business what I talk to my students about? My students have parents who are being deported. My students have parents who are afraid of being deported. My students are afraid that something might happen to them because they are Black or brown. And this person, I'm not going to, give any identifying information. I used to be a subscriber to this person. I would go to her channel often. She is a huge MAGA supporter, and I overlooked it because a lot of what she said I agreed with other things. But to deliberately have to make a comment like this saying that I have no business influencing children, neither do you. Neither do you, because you are clearly you are okay with these federal law enforcement officers murdering people for holding a cell phone in their hand. A cell phone. So what, are we going to have to, I don't know. How, I mean, I saw a TikTok earlier. This woman went to pick up her kids at school, and she had her passport rubber band around her head. Her passport was on her forehead with a rubber band around her head, holding her passport front and center. And she was a brown mother. But she said, this is how I go to pick up my kids at school now. I mean, if you don't have anything nice to say, just shut up. And I know you're MAGA. I know you agree with what Mr. Trump is doing and all his, thugs. but keep it to yourself. Why do you have to come make a comment on my post? Like if I see something that someone, another creator posts, I might, and I disagree with it. Sometimes I will if I'm like, if I know the creator a little better than other creators, but normally if they're pro Trump, I tend not to comment at all because why? There's no point. There's no point. Right, Evil Queen. Ice is always in fear. Shake my head. And there was another woman on TikTok. We're going to watch some of her videos tomorrow. She was detained by ICE, a white woman, an American citizen. She was white. And her friend were driving, and they were boxed in by ICE agents. They broke her window, detained both of them, and they said the reason they detained her is because she tried to or she put their lives in danger when they rammed her car. So they rammed her car, but then said she rammed their car and they were in fear of their life. You're in a car. How are you in fear of your life when you deliberately boxed in another person? I mean, some people are that stupid to believe that. Most of us aren't. Most of us aren't. Yeah, lunatic, there's no spinning. We saw it happen. No excuses. And I watched the video from the other side of the street, like behind where they were. But just before this live, I watched the edited video of the woman that was standing in front. And you can see that this man came, who knows where he was? He wasn't even a part of the situation, but then he had to come and be a part of it. And I believe they said that the man that was shot, and forgive me, I don't remember his name. I guess he did have a concealed carry, and it looked like that guy took that man's gun and shot him with his own gun. I don't know. That's just how, what I saw when I looked at it quick. I don't know, but it was uncalled for. Absolutely uncalled for. And if you disagree with me, that's fine. We can agree to disagree. JS says, I would like to see what started today's shit. Nothing was happening until the ICE guy comes over and shoves the lady. See, and yeah, and well, so the man that was shot was, I did see him. He was in the middle of the road. He was walking down the middle of the road. And then the two ladies, right? And then somehow he got over to where those two ladies were, and he was in the middle of them. And then, I'm sure more is going to come out. There's no, well, I mean, they tried to say that our eyeballs didn't work with Renee Good either, but I mean, this was even closer. That the person recording was right there. You could see the whole thing. Oh, Evil Queen, that makes sense. The woman was filming and he pushed her. I think that's what started. Right. They don't want you filming them because they don't want anyone to see the bullshit and illegal stuff that they do. It just pisses me off so badly. Zero training, no professional comes out with his firearm one-handed and fires into a... That's what I'm saying. All of the other agents were still on the ground on top of this guy. Why would you start shooting your friends? Well, I say friends in quotes, like I don't know if they're actually friends, but your colleagues. are there. Any one of them could have been shot. I mean, talk about reckless, careless. Number one ice guy looks like he came across to shove her. She wasn't in the way, or it looked like she wasn't. What I saw, the two women were like on the side by the cars. Oh my gosh, Marie. Walmart told me yesterday orders have been canceled and or rescheduled for delivery because ICE being here has scared drivers and employees from leaving their homes. That's nuts. And I can see it happening. Even my sister was like, I'm going to become a hermit. I mean, the day is coming when they arrive in, small town America. They're already in small town America, but yeah, it is getting out of hand. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yeah, many of the drivers are different ethnicities, some illegal maybe. I did see actually I was on Instagram because I was looking to see if there was any good deals at Walgreens this weekend. And there was a woman that I watched. She was talking about how the federal government is now working with Google, and Google is giving the federal government access to all of our information, emails, what's in our emails. They're going to use AI to scan certain words. I'll have to see if I can find an article about it. And then she gave like steps how to turn off access to your stuff. So I'm going to see if I can find an article. I actually did it because I actually was sharing with Google and I'm like, oh, shoot, I need to turn that off. Smart tools. That's what it is. Smart tools. So that was something I saw, which I don't doubt. I'm sure they are. Yeah, the filming does seem to upset them. Obviously, we need people to do it, need to get the truth, right? Because every single time it's, oh, the officer was in fear of their life. Well, how are they going to say that this officer who wasn't even there was in fear for his life? He wasn't even there. He deliberately walked over to be there. Marie says, talking to Walmart actually made me more worried for people and children here. Yeah, it is. It's sad. Yeah, I agree too. They've got some seriously unstable people hired to ICE. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Alex, thank you, Narcos. Alex, I knew he was an ICU nurse. He's 37. Um, and I saw some pictures. It looked like he was an avid hiker. He liked to bicycle, like ride his bike. It was overkill. It was absolute overkill. Was the guy that got shot a veteran? We were speculating on it. The clothes, the beard, the choice of gun. The CCW. What's CCW? Oh gosh, the one was his wife. I did see them getting pepper sprayed. You can actually see the pepper spray really well in the latest video. Well, I say latest because it's the newest one that I saw. The one at the front, you can see the pepper spray. And what, Narcos? You're kidding me. There's a video showing one of the ICE agents clapping his hands after Alex was shot. What the actual fuck? Just like the one ICE agent said fucking bitch when Renee Good was shot. They're fucking gross. Like, they're evil. Narcissistic. Like, they enjoy seeing people hurt. or not narcissistic. Well, they could be narcissists, but they're sadists. Sorry, I got my words confused. They're sadists. Oh, you did Evil Queen? I don't know. Maybe we should watch it. I was gonna wait until tomorrow, but I don't know. Like, I'm too worked up. Like, I feel like if we watch something, actually, let me just Google. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Un, un Unbelievable. So the official story of ICE, well, part of it. Officials say fatal ICE shooting victim, quote, wanted to massacre law enforcement officials. Okay, it was on X. I'll go look. So that's what they're going with. Let me save this because we're going to get to that tomorrow. Oh, good. It has 250. Well, actually, now it has 251 dislikes and 233 likes. So they're saying, all right, let me go to X. That's where I saw the newest video too. Oh, this is the beginning. Okay, hold on. So let's actually just watch this. I guess we'll just do this for a little bit and then we will get to something like less angering and sad. So this angle actually does show that they were not even bothering anybody. They weren't bothering anybody. Okay. So cuz he wanted okay. Close carry. So cuz he had his legal close carry, he wanted to massacre. Yeah. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. Curie says they've been given permission to do what they want, literally breaking laws like racially profiling, illegal searches, excessive force. Yep. Actually, let me see if I can make this bigger. Let me get to, there we go. I'll just make myself little. So, where's my banner? Viewer discretion is advised. I will say that there's a lot of whistle noise. It is irritating. I will say the whistle really irritates me. But just watch. They were doing nothing when the ICE officer came over and pushed the woman with that backpack on, and that's when everything started. All right, let me get that. So there's, let's see, one. Okay, so here's this guy right here. Okay, so maybe he was there initially. I'm pretty sure this is the guy that shoots him because he had like a tan coat and jeans on. So you've got at least two officers. Here comes another one, and then here's this guy. Well, and this guy is in different. He doesn't have the same uniform on. Why is it doing that? So see, this guy leans over. This guy right here where my cat is. That guy leans over. When he comes back up, he spins around, and that's when he starts shooting. So here he goes. Now this guy, see, he's got the gun. He's got a gun. in his right hand. He spins around. I didn't notice if he had the gun. We'll have to watch it again. I didn't notice if he had the gun when he walked up. He's got the gun in his right hand right now. He spins around, and that's when he shoots. Okay. All right, this video, I think they're slowing it down on purpose so you can see. What? That's weird. So I just wanted to see, when does that guy come up? Oh, here he is. Well, it's hard to see. You'd have to get the angle from the other side. All right, let me take this down for a minute. Let me find the oops. Oh, dang it. Oh, now there's Trisha McLaughlin just posted, well, it was 3 hours ago. Apparently a rioter bit one of the Homeland Security officer's finger off. Oh shit, here's the angle I wanted to see. Okay, let's get to this one. Let me put this up. Okay, so this is the angle. So this guy right here in the jeans and the tan jacket is the one who shoots. And he's got 1, 2, 3, there's 4 guys kind of around. I think there's another one towards the front. Now he's got the gun. All right, let me go back. I am 90% sure that this man took Alex's gun from the holster and used it to shoot him. Oh, shoot. All right, hopefully you guys can still hear me. My computer, like, freaked out. No, not my fur babies. It was my computer. I'm still using my old one. Twisty, thanks for being here. This is no bueno from what has been shown. I really hope we get the truth. Well, they're already saying the officials are already saying that Alex, quote, wanted to massacre federal officials. That's what their story is. The protester didn't pull a gun, Blue Lazaru. The protester had a cell phone. Yeah, the tan jacket took a gun. I think the guy with the tan jacket took it out of the man's holster because he was a concealed carry. All right, so let's see. Oh, here's another angle. Wow, they're coming out. All right, so here, this angle I have not seen. I have not seen this angle yet. Oh, that's after. Okay. That was after the fact.
I need scissors. I need someone to cut this shit.
Yeah, Evil Queen, that's what I believe. He pulled gun from holster. Uh-huh. Oh, here it is right here. Clapping with joy. Let's see. Jesus Christ. That was, hold on. That was at least 7 shots. What the hell? And you see all of the other agents running away. Like, he started shooting with them there too. What the hell? Oh yeah, there he was. I totally missed it. Wow. Yeah, he was. He was already, the other officers had him down. There was no reason to shoot at all. What the hell? 6 times. It sounded like a, I mean, I don't know, I've never shot a gun, but it sounded like it was more than 6 shots. All right, I'm going to just play that again and watch this, like where my cat is. Watch this man right here with the brown pants on. Or no, I think it's this one actually. It's this man right here. Yep, he clapped. Right there, this guy. Fucking sick. Glow says I heard 10. There was a lot. There was a lot. Okay, so this says full video show. Okay, so that's the one we just watched, I believe. Yeah. Oh yeah, he wasn't even doing anything. Right. So he's actually walking. I assume this is his wife. So he's walking with his wife. ICE comes and pushes this other lady. So he goes over to try to, stop them. And then they end up tackling him. Oh, and they're pushing somebody down here too. If you look, they're pushing somebody over here. Oh, so they pushed this person in the white first. They pushed this person. And then they pushed this person. Okay, so then the other lady comes over. I assume it's a lady. The one in the white comes over. The ICE agent goes to go after her. This is Alex. He goes over to try to help. And that's when they take him down. Oh, so they said this was a gun. That's a gun. That's a gun right there. Yep. No, it's not. No, it's not. Look. Blue says, is he the man who made a video on coming armed? I just watched a guy calling for armed carriers to come. 2C News? I've never heard of that. Is that on YouTube, Blue? Yeah, Blue, I haven't even heard about that. So, form me a storyline when we don't really know. Well, what I do know is that they didn't have to shoot him. He was no longer a threat. He was face down in the ground. He wasn't a threat. Okay, Narcos, you've seen that one? That's somebody else. But this is, you know, I want to see what was on his phone. Because I'm assuming he was recording as well. I want to see what was on Alex's phone. What happened? What did he see? So you can see the pepper spray. I mean, so this is the guy. This guy right here. Oh, is there anything in his hand? It's hard to tell. No, he doesn't have a gun in his hand right here. I'm tapping the screen like y'all can see me tapping it. This guy did not have to get involved. Who is this guy? These agents have it handled. There's 3, at least. What did he just kick? What is that? He just kicked something. I wonder what that is. Like, what is happening? Like, why is this guy... That's ridiculous. But like, it almost looks like when he spun around, the weapon went back. Like, did he shoot it that way? Like, he shot it? I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. They left his clothes here. The crowd barricaded the block and his clothes to protect the scene. I'm not going to show that. That's... What is this one? This says, this video posted on Reddit after the man was shot and killed in Minneapolis. Agents immediately surround crowd, as well as the woman known as, quote, pink coat lady. People in the group are screaming, give me my phone.
It's not good, please. Guys, watch out, watch this. Watch out, watch out. Oh, man!
So it sounds like they took someone's phone. That's what I hear. It's hard. I mean, it does sound like give me my phone, but I don't know. I can't verify that that's true or not true. Oh, here people have, what's this? All right, so this says, after watching several angles of this, it's very, very clear that the man ICE just murdered never charged at the agents, never had his hands on the gun, had both hands on the pavement. I did see that. His hands were empty. And most importantly, the ICE agent wearing a gray hoodie disarmed him before any shots were fired. Right, because this is when he spins out. This is the gun right here. Yeah, this is the video I saw. There's his hands right there. They're in front of him. And they were empty. Oh, yeah, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 agents, 5. And here's the guy over here that did it. I don't know, y'all. Well, I do know. I know that he didn't have a gun. He wasn't threatening officers. Twisty says, the video, every angle I've seen points to completely unjustified use of force. I agree. I agree. And even if say Alex did have a weapon, the man shot what, 3 rounds, at least 2 or 3 rounds, and then there was a pause, and then he shot like 5 or 6 more times. I mean, the guy's down. Like, but yeah, he didn't have a gun. He had a cell phone in his hands. Hey, Steph B, how are you? Just got here and got the wrong button. What do you mean the wrong button? Hey, Money Manicures Mayhem, like the name. Thanks for being here. People in Minnesota are saying 2A will be activated. Yeah, what's 2A? Yeah, Blue, they don't wear body cams. They usually have a videographer, though. I mean, I don't know where the videographer was in this group, but there is someone always recording. Twisty says he does bring his right arm back, but it's so chaotic, who knows? Yeah, it's, oh, 2A, right of the people to bear arms. Got it, Blue. Okay. Oh, you hid Narcos on accident. Okay, I didn't even notice it on my phone. Hi, Effie. Thanks for being here. Oh, it's Captain Avi. I'm going through identity crisis. Okay. Well, thanks for being here. All right. I don't know. It's just, okay. So here's a post. Actually, I'm going to share this one because this is about Alex. So Alex Preddy spent his life caring for others as a VA nurse, and today he gave his life protecting a fellow protester who was being violently assaulted by ICE. He lived helping people in need and died helping people in need. I hope my 2 sons grow up to be men who stand in the gap for folks just like Alex. Right. See, they pushed that lady into the snow. Oh, here's that young boy that they detained. Oh, maybe I should have used this video for my post. My other short. Somebody commented on my other short, show the whole video. Maybe I should have used this one because Bovino says that they're experts in children. Okay. This is being an expert. Kidnapping a child. I think this kid was 14.
Oh my God.
Oh gosh. Querido mundo, Estados Unidos. Ay. Ah. How true. Shoot first, block the ambulances, call the victim a terrorist. I saw a video on, was it TikTok? I don't remember where I was. Maybe it was Instagram. And this woman was video recording ICE agents. And he said, he was telling her to get back, and then telling her to stop recording. She's like, I don't have to stop recording. I'm not doing anything unlawful. And he kept, berating her. And she's like, I'm not going to stop recording. And then he called her. He said something. He's like, you'll be a domestic terrorist or something like that. And she's like, you're calling me a domestic terrorist for video recording? Let me see if I can find that. Maybe it was TikTok. Yeah, I think it was TikTok. I probably saved it. Let's see. Let me go to my bookmarks. Profile. Oh, yep, here it is. Here it is. So we'll hear it from her. I may have had, hopefully I didn't have the facts completely wrong. All right. I wish I could make these bigger, these videos on TikTok bigger. All right, let me add this. Add to stage.
I can just go ahead.
It's justified. If the agent's justified by the answer, yes.
Okay, so if I have an accent and I'm brown, can I just say yes and go ahead, or do I have to prove it?
Well, if we want to,
because I have a bunch of teacher friends who are sick of their kids being discriminated against.
This is a spike.
Okay. I know. I'll put it in part. I'll put it in part.
Well, maybe this
There
isn't
you
the
go.
one.
No, I'm just curious.
I'm asking you a question.
Yeah.
Okay.
What happens to me if I refuse to answer your question?
We'll stay here until you're answered.
I'm a teacher. I'm on vacation. I got time.
If you want to stay here, that's fine.
That's fine.
I'm trying to explain everything to you. I'm showing our authorities.
No, I'm very curious about what happens. I'm very curious about what happens.
Right here. Do you want to read this? Oh.
Nope. I want to see what happens when I refuse to say that I'm a citizen or not.
That's fine. So you're unwilling to answer the question.
I don't think I have to in this country.
Okay.
I'm traveling down the road. It's the only road to go.
Otherwise.
You just funneled us into a place, took everybody's picture. I know you do, and you're doing your job, and you're going to keep doing your job. And you know what? That's what the brown shirt said in Germany. Everybody was just doing their job.
I get
so
it.
I'm not going to make it easy for you guys to do your job.
That's fine, ma'am, and I get it. But look, if you just tell us whether or not you're a U.S.
I'm
citizen,
traveling down the road. It's the only way to get to my house. It's the only way to travel down this road. And I don't think anyone in this country not crossing a border should have to get pulled over, have their picture taken, loaded into the freaking database for this country, for everybody to come through and do facial recognition software.
I totally get your point, but the point is you're taking the fight.
This is it. You refuse to get up and off the back of the bus, or this is it.
But ma'am, you're taking a fight to the wrong guy.
Well,
you're at Walmart.
You know
you
what?
Don't like the pricing.
I don't go there either. I boycott that place as
I
well.
can understand. I'm trying to explain to you our authority. I did. Okay, we have authority right here.
So I'm not telling you whether I'm a citizen or not.
Supreme Court
Okay,
justification
well,
of
we'll
it,
just
so
have to
that's fine.
detain you.
Okay, great. Where are we going?
Wow. So she said, so this isn't the right video. This is a different one, but this one is good as well. So he said, if you're not going to tell us if you're a U.S. citizen, we're going to detain you. Like, what?
I'm not free to go.
Do not pull forward. No.
Right.
Please do not go forward.
Please
We don't want your tires to
Right.
Okay.
I've been ready the whole time. You guys are the ones detaining me.
Yeah, we are detaining you because my job here,
I know.
by law, and our authority as immigration officers is just to establish citizenship. You could be
I'm
Swedish,
not
you could be
crossing.
French,
I'm not
you
crossing
could
the
be
border.
Canadian. You're not.
Not
But you
crossing
are
the border.
100 miles within.
If I didn't speak English, if I didn't speak English,
and
I would. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I didn't speak any English and I pulled up here and couldn't answer your question, and I spoke Swedish, and no one could translate for me, would you let me through?
Do you know how many people from another country speak perfect English and are not U.S. citizens?
Do you? So if I didn't speak, this is my question. If I didn't speak any English or Spanish or a language, you would just sit here until you found a translator.
Yes, ma'am.
Or you would assume that I wasn't from the country.
Until you could prove to me that you were here legally.
Right.
If you did not speak English, then I'd be satisfied. But it was a simple question: are you a U.S. citizen or not, or what is your citizenship?
I just come through and say yes. I'm.
Wow. So that wasn't the one I wanted. Maybe I didn't save it. Hang on. Okay, so so it wasn't TikTok. Maybe it was Instagram. Let me go to Instagram. I don't know how to find my saved. What is this? It says Trump administration workers were seen ripping slavery exhibits off walls at a historic Pennsylvania site, and now the city of Philadelphia is suing. Read the full story at the link in our bio. That was from People Magazine. We'll get to that in a minute. I don't know how to get to my book. Oh, wait, here it is. My bookmarks on Instagram. Nope. Doesn't look like I saved anything on Instagram. Darn it. All right. But anyways, let me go back to this because I'm curious about this. Let's talk about this. Where the heck is oh, here, link in bio below. All right, let me just go to People Magazine because I don't understand Instagram really well. What? Oh my goodness. All right, let's see what People Magazine is saying. So here, a federal agent reportedly said boo-hoo after a Minneapolis man was shot dead. Mayor asks how many more Americans need to die. Let's see what this article says. Okay, I read that. Following the fatal shooting of a man in Minneapolis by federal agents on Saturday, January 24th, one officer reportedly mocked a crowd of protesters. According to a report from the Associated Press, protesters gathered around federal agents near the scene of the shooting that left a 37-year-old man, later identified by his parents as ICU nurse Alex Preddy, dead. Several people in the crowd yelled at the officers, using profanities, calling them cowards, and telling them to go home. One officer then reportedly mockingly told them boo-hoo as he walked away. Several protesters were detained, some shoved into cars by immigration and customs enforcement agents. Protesters eventually dragged garbage dumpsters into streets to block the paths of officers while chanting "ICE out now." Federal officers used batons and deployed flashbangs on the crowd. Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara shared details about the victim and noted that information about what led up to the shooting was limited. Based on the information we have, this is a 37-year-old male who is a Minneapolis resident, and we believe he is an American citizen. Well, we know now he is. He's also a veteran. We have not been told any official reports of what has led up to the shooting. Department of Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin told People in a statement after the incident that, quote, DHS law enforcement officers were conducting a targeted operation in Minneapolis against an undocumented immigrant who was allegedly wanted for assault at around 9 a.m. local time on Saturday. McLaughlin claimed that the man, whose identity has not been made public, approached U.S. Border Patrol officers while armed with a handgun and, quote, violently resisted as they attempted to disarm him, saying an agent then fired, quote, defensive shots. That is a load of bullshit. He didn't violently resist. He wasn't armed with a handgun. And it was clear that he was either disarmed, which he was no longer a threat, or the agent just took out his gun and shot while he was running away. We'll get to Mayor Frey's thing tomorrow. All right, so I wanted to look for this other story I saw about, I hate these freaking ads. Let's see, search. See, this is why I don't like, give me a second, this is frustrating me. Maybe if I go to the comments. How do I get to the link? It says, read the full story at the link in our bio. Well, how do I get to People Magazine's bio on Instagram? Link in bio below. I don't see a bio. Like, what is happening? All right, let me just see what the name of this story was. I'll just put it in Google. Trump administration. And it was in Pennsylvania. Aha, here it is. Slavery exhibits removed by National Park Service. Oh, here's the AP. Let's go here. Sorry, People Magazine. I couldn't figure out your how to get to your thing in Instagram. So Philadelphia sues over removal of slavery exhibit at Independence National Historical Park. So it says crews took explanatory panels off brick walls Thursday at the site of the presidential mansion where George and Martha Washington lived with the people they enslaved. Outraged critics are accusing President Donald Trump of, quote, whitewashing history, end quote. So I'm assuming this is where the informational plaques were, and then people put posts up saying, learn all history. History is real. Hate makes you stupid. That is a true statement. They said he was a domestic terrorist who was there to do great harm to ICE agents. Effing liars. Yep. Yep. Oh, is Mystery here? Oh, she is here. Hey, Mystery, what's going on? Don't want to get blocked. Why would you get blocked? What did you do? Headstone's mods are blocking everyone. Who's getting blocked? I only have one person on my block list right now, and that's that person who made that dumb comment. Oh, Marie blocked somebody by accident? Oh, okay, Marie. Oh, all right. See, I'm not even paying attention to chat. Twisty says cooperation would go a long way toward peace in America first. Seems many are not seeing the big picture. Europe is a prime example. Listen and learn. Well, there's a difference between, cooperating and standing down, I think, too. I mean, oh, see, and I didn't even see Mystery's comments because they were gone. All right. Oh. Okay, so it says outraged critics accused President Donald Trump of whitewashing history on Friday after the National Park Service removed an exhibit on slavery at Philadelphia's Independence National Historical Park in response to his executive order, quote, restoring truth and sanity to American history, end quote, at the nation's museums, parks, and landmarks. Restoring truth and sanity. Sir, slavery is the truth. There was slavery in America. Like, what the actual F? Empty bullet holes and shadows are all that remains on the brick walls where explanatory panels were displayed at the president's house site where George and Martha Washington lived with the people they owned as property when Philadelphia was the nation's capital. One woman cried silently at their absence. Someone left a bouquet of flowers. A hand-lettered sign said, slavery was real. Workers on Thursday removed the exhibit, which included biographical details about the 9 people enslaved by the Washingtons at the presidential mansion. Just their names, Austin, Paris, Hercules, Christopher Shields, Richmond, Giles, Oni Judge, Mole, and Joe, remained engraved into a cement wall. Okay, so it says the dirty business of slavery, slave trade in the Americas, constitutional compromise, slave economy, slavery in a growing nation, slavery in Philadelphia and Pennsylvania. I don't get that. No, it's all right, Marie. Don't worry about it. This is disgusting. Karen Oliver, a retired Philadelphian who visited the exhibit Friday, said she was heartbroken at the removal of references to slavery and a chance for visitors to learn from the nation's history. You show all of it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Seeking to stop the display's permanent removal, the city of Philadelphia on Thursday sued Interior Secretary Doug Burgum and Acting National Park Service Director Jessica Bowron. Let me affirm for the residents of the city of Philadelphia that there is a cooperative agreement between the city and the federal government that dates back to 2006, Philadelphia Mayor Sherelle Parker said during a press conference Friday. That agreement requires parties to meet and confer if there are to be any changes made to an exhibit. Okay, so this says, shown as the president's house site where explanatory panels that were part of an exhibit on slavery were removed. Oh, so right here, you can see the empty wall right back here. Slavery essential to the site's story, Philadelphia lawsuit argues. The people enslaved at the mansion included Oni Judge, who famously ran away and remained free despite Washington's attempts to return her to bondage. The panels came down because Trump's order requires federal agencies to review interpretive materials to, quote, ensure accuracy, honesty, and alignment with shared national values, an Interior Department statement said. It called the city's lawsuit frivolous, aimed at, quote, demeaning our brave founding fathers who set the brilliant roadmap for the greatest country in the world, end quote. Well, while they may be brave and they may be founding fathers, they also were slave owners. I mean, you can't deny that. The department did not answer questions about what will replace the exhibits that were removed. Critics condemn the removals as confirmation the Trump administration seeks to erase unflattering aspects of American history. Their shameful desecration of this exhibit raises broader, disturbing questions about this administration's continued abuse of power and commitment to the whitewashing history, said Representative Dwight Evans, a Democrat whose district includes the city. America's history, as painful as some chapters are, isn't disparaged by telling the whole truth. Trying to whitewash American history, however, disparages who we are. This is yet another egregious example of revisionist history that will be reviled. Reviled? Is that how you say that? Reviled? I haven't never seen that word before. Reviled. I need to look that up. Reviled for generations. Maybe it was supposed to be relived. Reviled. Oh, okay, so it is a word. Reviled, criticized in an abusive or angrily insulting manner. So revisionist history that will be reviled for generations. So it will be criticized in an abusive and angry, insulting manner. I've never seen that word before. Taking pride in American independence shouldn't mean hiding its mistakes, said Ed Steerley, a regional director for the National Parks Conservation Association. Historic sites should help Americans grapple with our difficult truths and historical contradictions. Removing the exhibit insults the memory of the enslaved people who lived there, reverses years of collaborative work, and, quote, sets a dangerous precedent of prioritizing nostalgia over the truth. That is a great way to explain it. It shows that the United States is still unwilling to reckon with the horrors of its past and would rather prefer to sanitize the history that it has and try to present a convenient lie, said Timothy Welbeck, director of the Center for Anti-Racism at Temple University. As the Trump administration prepares to celebrate the country's 250th anniversary, it has focused on a more positive telling of the American story and put pressure on federal institutions, including the Smithsonian, to tell a version of history less focused on race. The executive order Trump signed last March accused the Biden administration of advancing a, quote, corrosive ideology. At Independence National Historical Park in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where our nation declared that all men are created equal, the prior administration sponsored training by an organization that advocates dismantling Western foundations and interrogating institutional racism, and pressured national historical park rangers that their racial identity should dictate how they convey history to visiting Americans because America is purportedly racist. Well, much of America is racist, so there's that. Wow, look at that. Oh, and that was it. Like, what the heck? That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. Twisty says, we freed slaves. Can you say the same about other countries? Well, they were free, but not really free. JS says, word police arrived. I would have said something, but I got bounced and couldn't get back into chat. Oh no. National values, keywords. Steph B says, my family did not vote for Trump. We recently moved, and my new neighbor has been very aggressive about my husband's friend who has a Trump sticker on his car. Not our beliefs, but we are labeled. Money, they changed our... Oh, I think you meant funny instead of money. They changed our names when my family came over. Yeah, my family, when my grandpa, his family came over from Italy, they couldn't understand their accent. And so the last name changed based on what, the people there heard. Chat is doing weird stuff lately. YouTube has been weird. Give me 1 second, y'all. I got to get a blanket. It just got super cold in here. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. Oh my gosh, I just got so cold all of a sudden. USA freed theirs in 1865. We became a country in 1776. Oops, I forgot to unmute myself. I was reading Blue's comment. USA freed theirs in 1865. We became a country in 1776, so 2 generations. So I had to look it up because I couldn't remember. So slaves were freed in America through a multi-stage process, beginning with President Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863, freeing slaves in Confederate states, but full freedom came with the ratification of the 13th Amendment in December 1865, formally abolishing slavery nationwide after the Civil War. Though it took time for this to be enforced everywhere, even into 1866 in some areas like Indian Territory. So it was December 1865. But as we know, they may have been free based on the 13th Amendment, but many of them were still enslaved. Oh no, Lunatic, my channel stuck and frozen again. No views and no subs. I hate it and can't fix it. I don't know what happened. That's so weird. I see your channel has 1.08. I just went to look. So it must be some kind of glitch or something. Go to another country and demand handouts to fraud the taxpayers and send the money to terrorists. It was a movement of anti-slavery in West Indies. I think you meant West Indies. In West. Yeah, that's true too, JS. I know a lot of people that anglicize their last names. All right, so let's see. Let's see what else we can find on these in the news. I want to kind of, I'll talk more about the ICE situation tomorrow, but I just wanted to say my piece because I was like really pissed off. Oh no, there was a school bus crash in South Africa. Death toll in South Africa school bus crash rises to 14 as the driver is charged with murder. Oh my gosh. Let me add this. So it says 2 teenage girls died Thursday of their injuries in this week's school bus crash in South Africa's Gauteng province, raising the death toll to 14, authorities said, as the bus driver was charged with murder. The private minibus was transporting 16 students to various primary and high schools in the south of Johannesburg on Monday when it collided with a truck around 7 a.m., leaving 12 children dead at the scene. Like, how fast were they going? So 16 students on the bus and 14 of them are now dead. 7 people, including 5 students, the bus driver, and a passenger in the truck, were injured and hospitalized. 3 of the 7 injured were discharged. One of the injured students, a teenage girl who was in the intensive care at Sebokeng Hospital, died Thursday morning. Another female student died at a private hospital. 2 surviving children remain hospitalized. The minibus driver, Ayanda Dlula, 22, originally was to be charged with several counts of culpable homicide. However, the charges were upgraded Thursday to 14 counts of murder, 3 counts of attempted murder, and driving without a professional license. Dlula appeared Thursday before the Vanderbiltpark Magistrates Court, where he declined to seek bail. The case was adjourned until March 5th for further investigation. Oh my gosh, like what? That's terrible. Let me see if I can find more information about that. South African. Oops. Oh, here's from, holy shit balls. Okay, so let me add this back. All right, so this is from the AP. Oh. Holy crap. Wait. Well, that's the truck. That's the bus? What? So was it more like a minivan?
Yeah.
scholar transport quantum.
Oh, 1 second. I don't know why it makes the subtitles that little. You can't even see them. There we go.
Was driving in this road, and when he was overtaking, the driver collided with the truck that was coming from the opposite direction, and that's what led to the investigation. That's what led to the accident.
Oh, good night, Captain Avi. God, that's awful. That is awful. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I think that's all I've got for us tonight. I'm going to see if I could find like a happier. Oop, I just stopped sharing, darn it. Let's see. Let me see if I have anything on my watch later. Oh, I'm on my Beneath the Headstones. Okay, so I don't have anything saved. All right, Joe, I think that's all I've got. So just to summarize, to the person who, oh, I was going to share the comment again. To the person who, has to comment on things, questioning me educating kids, you can go kick rocks. I got to get it back up. Here it is. Oh, server error. What the heck? Oh, here it goes. Okay, I got it. So I'll just show the post again because I know some people came in late, so they probably didn't see the beginning. So that's where the title of this live came from. Don't take criticism from people you would never go to for advice. And I gave this person 2 chances. I blocked them the first time they wrote a ridiculous comment. I said, no, Emmy, you're overreacting. So I unblocked them. Well, then they had to comment again yesterday. So the post I had made, just to get over here, I had made the post about this immigrant who died in ICE custody. And the medical examiner determined it was from asphyxiation. So I made a post that said, so was the officer who strangled this man in fear of his life? Get the F out of here with that narrative. Because that's what the federal government was saying, that the agent was in fear of his life. So this person commented on that post and said, I certainly hope you're not talking to your students about this. What do you not understand about, quote, law enforcement? Also, just an FYI, the question mark goes inside the quotation mark. I don't know about this particular situation, and neither do you, but it's obviously being investigated. Oh, is it? They already said that the agent was in fear of his life. It's not being investigated. Anyone who supports this lawless chaos going on in this country has no business influencing children. And so I say to this person, yes, I do. Because my students who are children are having family deported. Their family is in fear of being deported, and they themselves as students are afraid of what's going to happen to them, even though most of them were born here and they are American citizens. So this lady can kick rocks, and from now on, she cannot comment on my posts because you are officially blocked. Yes, he was strangled. He died from, actually, I have the link. I'll read it quick. So, immigrant's death in ICE custody ruled homicide by El Paso medical examiner. Immigration officials initially said the 55-year-old Cuban detainee died of, quote, medical distress, but later changed the cause to suicide. But we're not being lied to, y'all. We're not being lied to. So first it was medical distress. Then it was this man committed suicide. The medical examiner ruled he was suffocated while being restrained. And I say strangled, which that is compression of the neck. So maybe he wasn't necessarily strangled with a rope or some type of device, but he was strangled. The death of a 55-year-old Cuban detainee who died on January 3rd at a federal immigration detention camp in El Paso was ruled a homicide Wednesday by the El Paso medical examiner's office. Geraldo Lunas Campos, who had been detained at Camp East Montana, died from, quote, asphyxia due to neck and torso compression, end quote, according to the autopsy report, meaning that he couldn't breathe because of pressure on his neck and chest. ICE, in a January 9th press release, said Lunas Campos died after, quote, experiencing medical distress, end quote. About a week later, ICE told the Associated Press that he instead died after attempting suicide, and ICE staff attempted to save him. That change came after the Washington Post published a story saying the El Paso medical examiner was likely to rule his death a homicide. So instead of telling the truth, ICE then changed it to he tried to take his own life. And they tried to revive him but couldn't. Okay. Lunas Campos's daughter shared a recording of a conversation she had with an employee at the medical examiner's office with the newspaper. The autopsy report says Lunas Campos became, quote, unresponsive while being physically restrained by law enforcement, and that his medical records show that he experienced bipolar disorder and anxiety. Lunas Campos, who is a registered SO and convicted felon, is the third detainee to die at Camp East Montana, a tent facility hastily built last summer at Fort Bliss, an Army base in El Paso. The camp was built to hold a growing number of immigrants detained by ICE after the Trump administration launched a national effort to arrest and deport large numbers of undocumented immigrants. The camp is now the country's largest immigration detention center with a capacity to hold 5,000 people. ICE has recorded 4 deaths in the last 2 months in detention centers across Texas, 3 of them at Camp East Montana. The first death happened on December 3rd when Francisco Gaspar Andres, a 48-year-old Guatemalan, died from what ICE said in a press release was liver and kidney failure. The El Paso medical examiner is investigating his death and an autopsy is pending. And that was back on December 3rd. That's almost 2 months ago. Victor Manuel Diaz, a 34-year-old Nicaraguan who died at Camp East Montana on January 14th, was the most recent death. He was found, quote, unconscious and unresponsive in his room, according to a press release from ICE, which added that he may have died because of a suicide attempt, but his death is still being investigated. Well, isn't that a convenient cause of death or explanation? So if someone's killed on the outside, it's because officers are in fear of their life. If they're killed inside, it was suicide. Okay. 2 days after Lunas Campos' death, Luis Gustavo Nunez, 42, died at the Joe Corley Processing Center in Conroe near Houston. The Honduran man died because of a, quote, chronic heart-related health issue, according to ICE. Lunas Campos, a father of 4, was arrested by immigration officers in July 2025 in Rochester, New York, where he lived for nearly 2 decades. He had been held at the El Paso camp since September 6th and was one of the first detainees sent to Camp East Montana. ICE said an immigration judge ordered his deportation in March 2005, but he wasn't removed because, quote, the government could not obtain travel documents, end quote. Oh, that was it. That was a weird way to end the article. So there we have it. There we have it. And so this person, you know, wasn't happy that I was sharing my thoughts about what ICE would say. And I guess I was wrong. I guess I should have said, instead of, will ICE, will the agent say he was in fear of his life? I should have said, are they going to say that, this man took his own life? Because apparently that's their new narrative. When you're inside, it's lies. It's all lies. It's all lies. Unaliving themselves. Okay, sure. And I have a beachfront rental with a view of the Bellagio. Super cheap. Another detainee saw it. Oh, God, that's terrible. That's terrible. All right, y'all. Well, I'm really going this time. So I will be live tomorrow on my main channel. We will talk about the ICE stuff. I'm going to look at some more things. I know ICE gave a press conference today. Mayor Fry gave a press conference today. So we'll look at both of those, and I'll see if I can find any other things to watch. I'm sure there's going to be more video coming out. I know the New York Times had done a really good job at analyzing the Renee Good footage that was released, and I'm hoping that they also take a closer look at all of the footage that's coming out here. I think most of us can see plainly what happened, yet there's probably a lot more out there that it will help either verify or have us questioning more things. But yes, and if anyone is in the storm affected area, please stay safe and warm, as JS said. The snow is coming tomorrow. I think it's supposed to be here like early afternoon-ish, and it's supposed to end Monday afternoon. So it's going to be, whole 24 hours of snow. But the good thing is it's so freaking cold that it's going to be the light fluffy snow and not the heavy wet snow. So it won't be as bad as it could be, and it won't, hopefully it won't disrupt power as much as it would if it was that heavy snow, because that's just too much. And I was just looking at my phone. It's 1 degree outside. So at least we're above 0. So have a great night, y'all. Stay warm, stay safe. I hope that those of you who have already been impacted didn't get it as bad as they said you would. And I hope to see y'all tomorrow. So if you haven't hit that like, please do so on your way out. If you are in the bushes listening and not subscribed, please subscribe. I go live once a week on this channel, and I'm trying to get those hours up. So have a great night. And until next time, y'all, I will see you on the flip side.